Welcome to everybody to our presentation today about the upcoming CVS, China Visitors Summit, that'll be held this autumn in November in Barcelona, Spain. I want to thank you so very much for joining us, and let's get started. So perhaps the best way to get started is to show you what it's all about. Take a look at this video about one of our most recent events in Milano, Italy.
We are very happy to attend this year China Visitor Summit Europe edition in Milano. The most important result of this CVS is that China is back in Europe. We are very happy to attend this event here because it's very important for us to meet representatives from Chinese travel industry and to show them what our region, what our city can offer them, and we hope that next year in 2024 we can welcome a lot of Chinese tourists in our destination.
I'm very happy to be here welcoming the Chinese representation for tourists in Italy. Few years no Chinese tourists in Milan, and we really miss them. We are waiting to see them coming back this year or next year, and they will be very, very welcome.
I'm very happy to be here to China Visitor Summit, and I hope to can do a great business here. Thank you so much.
Everyone, I'm very happy to be here at the China Visitor Summit in Milan. Looking forward welcoming a lot of Chinese visitors to our beautiful property in Cologne, Germany, the Excelsior Hotel Ernst, and hope to see you all soon.
Few days I've met dozens and dozens of Chinese tour operators and travel agents, so to say, and I had no expectation and limited experience with the Chinese market, and this event provided me with so much insight into Chinese travel trends, Chinese culture, and much more. So I'm very grateful to have attended this event, and can only highly recommend this event for the future. So I hope to see you guys here next time.
I'm very happy to be here at the CVS China Visitor Summit in Milan, November 2023. Thank you for hosting us and for hosting this very well organized and qualitative event.
It was a great event that gave me the opportunity to meet, connect and build a relationship with the buyers from China. And now I look forward to welcoming them and their clients to our Hilton properties.
中国游客峰会，
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 中国游客峰会
China Visitor Summit,
China Visitor Summit,
China Visitor Summit,
China Visitor Summit,
China Visitor Summit.
Well, I'm back, and let's get started. Today we're going to talk a lot about the China Visitors Summit in November in Europe. But before we do that, we're going to talk a lot more about what's happening with Chinese inbound to Europe, and particularly some of the leading destinations. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Alexander Gloss. I'm the CEO at the China Eye to Eye Group. We're based in Shanghai, and as you can see, I'm actually not Chinese. I'm actually a native New Yorker from Manhattan. But I've been living in China now for about 22 or maybe even 23 years. So here's a quick agenda for today's presentation. The first thing we're going to do is talk about some of the latest data, numbers, and conditions coming out of China to Europe. We're going to give you a complete highlight and overview of what the CVS, China Visitors Summit, is all about, what kind of benefits and what you can expect at the CVS, and then we're going to leave you with some testimonials from some of the suppliers who joined us at our most recent European event in Greece on the island of Rhodes. So let me start by telling you who we are and why are we talking with you today. The China Eye to Eye Group has been based in China since 1999. We have 27 people in our 3 offices based in Beijing, Shanghai, and Hong Kong. We work with over 400 travel companies around the world, more than 200 in Europe, as well as the GCC, Central and South Asia, Southeast Asia, and North America. Most of our clients are global hotel brands, hotel clusters, independent hotels, as well as DMOs, DMCs, airlines, car rental companies, retailers, shopping malls, luxury and premium brand companies. And what do they all have in common? It's simple. They want more business from China, just like you do. Many of our clients are extremely well known, including DMOs throughout the Middle East and Europe, global hotel brands like Marriott and Accor and IHG, Hilton, as well as luxury and premium brand companies and major airline groups. But no matter who we work with and who we help, everybody is focused on the same thing, trying to get their better share of inbound Chinese travel. And the really good news is that Chinese travel to Europe, particularly this summer and through the end of the year, is going to be at record levels. Just a few months ago, the Chinese Immigration Authority reported that first quarter international travel from China grew 16% year over year. That was 41 million Chinese travelers who spent on average, according to the WTO, the World Tourism Organization, about 22 billion euros. That puts China on track to be generating about 180 million global travelers in 25. That will absolutely be a record. Other good news is that the Chinese Foreign Ministry reported earlier this year that in 24, 210 million Chinese had passports. An interesting statistic is that 26 million new passports were issued to new first-time passport holders. Now, all of this data is going to be very good news for Europe this year. Many forecasts predict that upwards of 9 million Chinese will arrive in Europe this year. France is the #1 destination. The UK is #2. Germany actually gets the largest number of room nights. Switzerland is very, very popular. Spain last year had about 850,000 Chinese arrivals and is estimated to break over 1 million by the end of the year. Eastern Europe is very hot, particularly Hungary, the Czech Republic, Austria, and Croatia, as well as destinations like Greece and Scandinavia. One of the big differences that we see in the post-COVID world from China is that Chinese travelers are very diverse. It's not just monolithic big budget groups, which was really prevalent pre-COVID. Instead, today, Chinese travelers come in many different forms, whether it's luxury FIT, bespoke groups, MICE and business, and particularly in the summer, student and family travel. All of these segments are growing very rapidly, as much as 25 to 35% year over year. The various travel categories of Chinese inbound travel to Europe also creates different kind of behavior. Of course, first-time travelers to Europe are prone to go to the more popular first-time destinations like London and Paris and Rome. But since Chinese travel to Europe has been ongoing for more than 20 years, there's many experienced and what we like to call professional inbound travelers that have been to Europe as many as 10 times or more. And those travelers are increasingly very valuable to travel suppliers. They stay longer, they stay in one place longer, they rent cars, they go shopping more, they spend more on attractions, on entertainment and such. These experienced and professional travelers now make up as much as 45% of inbound travel to Europe. The other good news is that spending from China is up significantly. Business and leisure travelers typically are spending upwards of 7,000 euros per person. They also stay longer. The group business is beginning to come back and tends to be a higher end spender, upwards of 3,500 euros per person. Bespoke and specialty tours also are very productive. And in many markets, the FIT is now actually over 50% of inbound traffic. But let's take a look at where this money is being spent. Now, in the past, in pre-COVID days, upwards of maybe 50 and even 60% of the budget was being spent on luxury shopping. Now, that is not the case anymore. In fact, Chinese travelers today are much more focused on experiences, on accommodation. They want to have a good time, and they realize that there's many ways to do that. Although luxury shopping is still important, I mean, after all, it's hard to get out of a Louis Vuitton store without spending a couple of thousand euros. But the point is that Chinese travelers are now spreading their money in many different places. The Chinese inbound traveler to Europe today is very, very unique in many, many different ways. About 60% of inbound travelers are millennials and Gen Z. These travelers are very technology savvy. Not only are they using Chinese-based apps, but they're also using international apps like Instagram. We've seen a big surge in family travel. And also an interesting phenomenon from China is solo travelers. These are not actually business travelers. These are travelers who like to travel by themselves, and they use technology to connect with other travelers when they get to Europe. Chinese travelers to Europe today are younger, on average about 36. 56% of inbound travelers are females. The income is significantly up, almost 5,000 euros per month, which basically puts them on par with European and North American upper middle class consumers. The Chinese are the number one length of travel stayers in Europe. Car rentals are up. Actually, we see a lot of what we call hub and spoke travel coming inbound from China. What that means is travelers who base themselves in a particular city, they rent a car, or maybe they use public transportation, and they go out and explore from that same city and that same hotel, which is really good news for many destinations and hoteliers. Today, the motivations for the average Chinese traveler to Europe are significantly different from what we saw pre-COVID. Cultural exploration is really number one. They want to go to museums, historic sites, visit art museums, enjoy music, and have different kinds of experiences that they can share with their friends, and certainly experiences that they're not likely to find in China. Nature and adventure is very popular, whether it's in Switzerland, Eastern Europe, and Scandinavia. Also, shopping, of course, continues to be an important motivation. I mean, everybody likes to shop, and so, of course, the Chinese do that as well. And also culinary tourism. This is something that we see very prevalent in places like Italy and France. So how can you get your share of more inbound Chinese? And one of the best ways to do that this autumn in November in Spain is to come to the China Visitors Summit and meet over 120 Chinese travel buyers who are actually paying to come to the event and do business with you. So rather than talk about it, let's take a look at this video about our most recent CVS, China Visitors Summit, which was held in Greece in May at the Sheraton Rhodes Conference Center and Resort. Well, as you can see from the video, the CVS is very dynamic. It is an immersive event. It's about workshops, it's about experiences, but the key thing is that you get to meet 120 Chinese buyers. These are travel agencies and tour operators, MICE managers and corporate travel planners, luxury agencies and OTAs, and more. Over the course of the 2 days, you will get 54 meetings of your choice. What does that mean? That means you get to pick and choose the buyers that are best for you. The CVS is not new. It's actually been around since 2008. Our next edition coming up in Europe, I think, will be our 41st edition ever produced. Over these years, 162,000 face-to-face meetings have occurred at the CVS. It's typically produced 2 or 3 times a year in Europe. We are also in the Middle East 2 or 3 times a year, Southeast Asia, and in the past we have been all over North America, and we hope to bring back the CVS to the US and Canada in 2026. As a travel supplier, let's take a look at the things that you get at the CVS. First of all, you get 54 meetings of your choice over the 2 days. You get to pick and choose the buyers. We also have a China Training Day, which is a virtual conference about how to do better business with China, best practices. Of course, we want to feed you at the CVS. There's breakfast, there's morning breaks, afternoon breaks, lunch every day, and on the evening of the first night, there is a gala dinner reception. In case you need interpreters, you can hire one, or we do have some limited free interpreters. You just need to raise your hand and one of our interpreters will join your meeting. We also have lots of different social media marketing and communication opportunities that you can take advantage of. And of course, we're there to help with getting you ready for the event and how to do better business with China. The CVS is not a typical familiarization trip. In fact, all of the buyers that join us in Europe this autumn have been certified and vetted, meaning that they are guaranteed to be doing business into Europe. At the same time, we're able to select the individual inside the company that is specifically responsible for the procurement of travel product. That means the real buyer. All of the buyers who attend actually pay a 500 euro registration fee. They pay that in Chinese renminbi. Each of them also has to buy their own air tickets to the conference. And they're actually typically spending about 7 nights in Europe. So these buyers are investing both their money and their time to meet you and do business with you. At the CVS, you get to pick and choose the buyers that you want to meet with. That means you can focus on group and leisure or business and MICE, OTAs, whatever you want. You get to pick and choose the buyers and you will get 54 meetings altogether. But many groups also bring 2 different sales managers, and that way you can split them up, and you get 108 meetings in total. The way this works is about 2 weeks before the summit, you're invited into a website where you can see detailed descriptions of all the buyers, how many travelers they have sent to Europe, what kind of sales they have done, and in particular, what kind of business they are really looking for. You can search for the particular buyers that are best for you. You can read all of their descriptions, and then you select the appointments that you want. About 1 week before the conference, you get your appointment schedule, and of course, you get all of the contact details for all of the participating buyers, not just the ones you're meeting with, all 120 of the buyers who are attending. Of course, interpretation is very important. It's important to make sure that all of your communication is being fully understood by the Chinese buyers. You're free to bring your own interpreter. Maybe you have a Mandarin-speaking staff member that can accompany you to the CVS. That's a great idea. We do have some limited number of free interpreters who can help you, but you can also hire your own interpreter. You can do that through us, or you can do that through another agency and bring them along with you. But one of the things that I've really noticed in the last year is that many of these interpretation apps that you can download onto your phone are really great. The Chinese are actually using that, even though I would say almost all of the Chinese buyers are very fluent in English. Having an app and having an interpreter makes a great deal of difference in your success at the China Visitors Summit. The China Training Day is a 4-hour webinar that we offer about best practices, how to do better business with China, how to get ready for the CVS. And we actually have some of the buyers participating in the webinar talking about the kinds of things that they are looking for in working with different hotel suppliers, DMOs, and DMCs in Europe. What's important to them, it's not just about price, it's about service and about relationship. It's a great way for you to learn more about how to do better business with China. At the CVS, we still print a good old-fashioned catalog with everybody's contact details and description, schedule of events, also the table numbers for all of our different buyers. It's a great way to keep notes and, of course, to have an ongoing resource of the contacts and relationships that you have developed at the CVS. At the CVS, we have lots of ways for you to extend your branding, whether it's with the bag and advertising in the catalog. We have sponsored umbrellas and room drop packages. You can become a luncheon sponsor and even do a presentation to all of the participating buyers. There's lots of ways for you to extend your brand and your contact relationship with the buyers from China. There's different options for you in terms of how you want to join as a supplier. A single supplier gets 54 pre-confirmed appointments. A double supplier is actually 2 suppliers, 2 people who actually join. Each one will have their own scheduled appointments, 54 meetings each. That's 108 combined. And then we also have a group supplier registration. This is very good if you're a hotel cluster, maybe you're a DMO and you want to bring some of your partners. It's a great way to get an extra discount and more of your friends and family can join us. Here is our standard supplier pricing. We still offer a 10% early bird discount. You can actually bring a second person who will accompany you during your own appointment session. You can have an own interpreter hired, and we also have different discounts for the double and group supplier registrations. If you need a special proposal, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be able to tell you what's involved and what kind of discounts are available for your group. The CVS in Europe is part of a global CVS family. Annually, we are in Europe, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and coming back to North America next year. Here is our contact information. We're available on the web. You can find us on WeChat, email, and even on WhatsApp. I just want to end by briefly sharing some of our past global sponsors and supporters. As you can see, we work with many hotel groups, destinations, transportation companies, retailers, and luxury brands. I'm sure you will be very comfortable at the CVS. Additionally, lots of media companies around the world join the CVS. It's a great way to gain extra publicity when you're at the CVS by connecting with our global media partners. So thanks again for joining us. Here's my contact details. If you need any additional information about the CVS, please feel free to contact me directly. And before you go, I'd like to share some testimonials from some of our travel suppliers who joined us at the CVS this past May on the island of Rhodes in Greece. The CVS in Greece was a great success. We were at the Sheraton Rhodes Resort. We had participants from approximately 12 different countries and 100 buyers from China. So please enjoy this video.
I think it's going fantastic, and being here for the first time, I'm really happy to see so many interested buyers, so many people that are really into it and want to learn more about our hotels and destinations. I have to admit it is very well organized. the time frame that we have is more than enough to connect and liaise with the people.
As a country in Azerbaijan, there has been recent developments between China, and I thought it would be amazing to come to CVS, and lo and behold, while I'm here, today is the second day, almost finishing the day, but let me say that it's been outstanding, an eye-opener, a lot of agents who we can educate them about our destination. One of the things that I always think in my head is, does everyone know about Baku and Azerbaijan as a country? Everyone who I have met, barring probably one lady, everyone has heard of Azerbaijan, so that makes me happy. But to come back to CVS, like I said, I must congratulate you. This has been an amazing event, and I, along with my Director of Sales and Marketing, both of us have had an amazing time here, and a very fruitful one, let me say that.
I believe that the market, China, is getting more important as we speak, actually, for Europe. The outbound travel in China is the market is growing. I believe that the companies are looking more for the outbound travel at this time. And especially for cities like Leipzig that are not that well known, it's a big new market that we are ready to explore, and Merit is really putting the focus on that at the moment.
It's exciting. It's really nice. It's really nice to understand that they're all thrilled with the destination, and it's really a great opportunity to showcase at first person, so they feel really the destination is not just going to a fair and showing pictures or videos. We are able to make them see whatever we think it's valid, and it's great actually. It's a great opportunity. China is 1 billion guests, so for sure there is someone that will like our destination, and for sure they will come. Due to my business, I really travel a lot, and I really attend many trade shows and fairs, all the big ones. I will not say names, all the big ones that everyone knows. But I need to say that I was so positively impressed, because the organization of this one was excellent. I mean, we just had to be ourselves, and everything was ready for us. All the appointments, we just had to choose what could be interesting for us, and then everything was, boom, done. Excellent organization, excellent timing, excellent everything. So just good words.
It was, first of all, a great opportunity to host the CVS Inroads. We are pretty happy about the organizers who chose us to be the place to host the event. And we see that the Chinese buyers were really interested in the place, to meet locals, to check the place, and to put that in the map of their list of sales for their customers. So we're really happy to be there.
There is very big potential, as we see. They're very willing to explore our island and the possibilities we have to cooperate with. They look satisfied, we are satisfied, and we're very pleased that we participate. Thank you.
I mean, 50 minutes for me is the ideal time to have a conversation, to explain what you're doing, to give you some questions to you. So in 50 minutes you can have a clear picture from both sides. Okay. The thing is how to follow up. It's great that they have WeChat. We have WeChat, and then we follow up all the information. I mean, there's more details. 50 minutes, it's really, I mean, even 10 minutes, but 50 minutes, okay. The only thing I would like to say, because I don't say only good things, is you have a small break between the meetings. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I know, it's not easy. Okay, I understand why you do that, because you have it's all in one place, so it's easy to find each other. But you know what, sometimes some meetings, the duration is a bit more, because you have some things extra to discuss, you saw something, so maybe you might lose 5-6 minutes. For me, it's no problem. Maybe they want to discuss more, and then they overlook the appointments. That's it. But that's it. I love the whole concept. I participate in many exhibitions. I love it. kudos to you.
They went very, very well. I was very happy to see that there was a high degree of interest for luxurious hotels, for historical places like ours, for casino, even for casinos like our business. I was happy to see that the Chinese representatives appreciate special accommodation options that give something unique and something that other hotels and other accommodation places cannot provide. So I was very happy to see this, and I am very looking forward to taking all this to the next steps. The majority of them are very interested in this high-end segment of tourism. Their clients look for unique experiences, for unique opportunities that differ from all the others. So I have to say that I was very happy to see this. Greece in general and Rhodes in particular is relatively unknown to the Chinese travel market from what I have understood this far. And because I understand that Chinese look for new original places, original experiences to live, I think this has a huge potential for Greece overall, and more particularly for Rhodes, which is even more unknown to the Chinese market.
Thanks again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at a CVS in the future.